friends. I hope you were able to take a few peaceful moments for yourself today. I know life gets busy and it can be hard to find a few moments just for yourself. If you feel sad or anxious or worried, I understand. I feel that way too sometimes. So I'd like to invite you to spend a few minutes with me on our peaceful farm. My husband and I are both retired now and enjoying a slower pace of life, spending time with family and quiet days on the farm where my husband grew up. Our two house cats, Olive and Sammy, provide daily entertainment and soft, warm snuggles. But our lives were not always like this. When we were first married, Mike and I lived in an apartment on the grounds of the seminary he was attending. We moved into a parsonage before our first child was born. Mike retired nearly 40 years later. There were many more parsonages in between. While having a house provided to us by his profession was wonderful, we never had to worry about where we would live, and we were always welcomed to our new homes by warm smiles and sometimes a meal or two. I will always cherish those memories and love the people who made them special. But we always knew we would move again to a different house that wasn't ours. We raised 3 kids and had very busy lives. I went back to school, and for a year and a half, I was a pastor myself at a small city church. And back then, someday was still in my vocabulary. And all along, I longed for a home of my own. I didn't know if that dream would or even could happen. But when Mike retired, we were able to buy our first house. I was so happy, and I would have been perfectly content to stay in that house the rest of our lives. But Mike wanted to live in the country, and really, that sounded pretty nice to me too. It took several years of planning and gathering information about buying a house or building a house, and in the end, we decided to purchase a modular home. It was the most economical choice. And we purchased a display model, which meant that we couldn't make any decisions about flooring or finishes. But by that time, I was happy to let those choices go. Changes can always be made later at a slower pace. The best part was that we were able to put our house on the farm where my husband grew up. So here we are. It's been several months since we moved in. I've never felt so at home and so peaceful as I do here in the country. I feel I was meant to live here. I look out the window or take a walk outside, and I feel the gentleness of the breeze. I see the grazing cattle, the curious barn cats, and I feel it rest. If you are in the middle of the busy season of life, I create these videos for people just like you. You are welcome to sit down for a few minutes and let your body and mind rest.